Om Shanti, Baba's Sakar Murli, 4th of September 2021. Essence. Sweet children, this world is now a hopeless case. Everyone is to die, and this is why your attachment to it has to end. Constantly remember me alone. Question. What is the reason why you don't have enthusiasm to do service? Answer. 1. If your character is not good and you do not remember the Father, you cannot have the enthusiasm to do service. You continue to perform one wrong action or another and are therefore unable to do service. 2. The Father's first direction is, when you die, the world is dead for you. You don't put this direction into practice. It is because your intellect is trapped in bodies and bodily relations that you are unable to do service. Song. Salutations to Shiva. Om Shanti. You heard the song of the path of devotion. People say, salutations to Shiva. They say Shiva's name again and again. They go to a Shiva temple every day and they celebrate whatever festivals there are every year. There is the most elevated month of charity, (leap month), and also the most elevated year of charity. They continue to say salutations to Shiva every day. Many are worshippers of Shiva. The Creator is Shiva, God, the highest on high. They say the purifier is the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, Shiva. They worship him every day. You children know that this is the confluence age, the age in which to become the most elevated of all. People claim one high status or another from a worldly study. How did Lakshmi and Narayan claim their status? How did they become the masters of the world? No one knows this. They say, salutations to Shiva, you are the mother and father. They sing this praise every day, but they don't know when he comes and becomes the mother and father and gives us our inheritance. You know that the people of the world don't know anything. They stumble around so much on the path of devotion. So many groups of people go to Amarnath. They stumble around so much. If you were to tell them this, they would get upset. Very few of you children have a lot of happiness inside you. Some continue to write, Baba, from the moment I recognized you, there has been no limit to my happiness. Even when there are difficulties, you must remain happy. You must never forget that you now belong to the Father. Now that you children know that you have attained Shiv Baba, let there be no limit to your happiness. Maya repeatedly makes you forget. Although you write that you have faith and that you know Baba, you become slack while moving along. When some don't come for 6 to 8 months, or for 2 to 3 years, Baba understands that their intellects don't have full faith and that they are not fully intoxicated. He is such an unlimited Father that he gives you the inheritance for 21 births. If you had this faith, you would then have a lot of happiness and intoxication. When a king wants to adopt a child, and that child finds out that there is talk of the king wanting to adopt him and make him his heir, that child would have so much happiness. He would feel, I am going to become a child of a king. Or, if a poor child is adopted by a wealthy person, he feels so happy. When he realizes that he is going to be adopted by so-and-so, his unhappiness about being a poor person disappears. That is a matter of just one birth. Here, you children have the happiness of claiming the inheritance for 21 births. Remember the unlimited Father and also show the path to others. Shiv Baba, the purifier, has come. He explains that he is your Father. No human being can say, I am your unlimited Father. Only the Father explains that he came 5,000 years ago. He said the same words, constantly remember me alone. Only by remembering me, the purifier Father, will you become pure. There is no other way to become pure from impure. Only the one Father is the purifier. Krishna cannot be called God. The God of the Gita is the purifier, and he is beyond birth and death. This is the first thing you should get people to write. When others see this is written by eminent people, they will feel that this is right. If they see this written by just anyone, they would say that the Brahma Kumaris have cast a magic spell on him, and that is why he has written that. They wouldn't say that if it was written by an eminent person. When you say anything, they say that you have a small mouth and are talking big things. Brackets, that you are all talk, saying that God has come. You children mustn't just say that God has come. No one will understand that, and some will even laugh at you. Explain that there are two fathers. First of all, don't instantly tell them directly that God has come, because nowadays there are many in the world who call themselves God. All of them consider themselves to be incarnations of God. Therefore, explain the secret of the two fathers to them tactfully. One is a limited Father and the other is the unlimited Father. The Father's name is Shiva. He is the Father of all souls, and so he must surely give his children an inheritance. People celebrate the birthday of Shiva. He comes and establishes heaven. Therefore, hell definitely has to be destroyed. The sign of that is the Mahabharat war. When you just say that God has come, no one understands anything. You continue to beat drums. When you do service in the wrong way like that, service becomes even more slack. On the one hand, you say that God has come and that he is teaching you, and then you go and get married. People would then ask, what happened to you? You said that God was teaching you. They would then reply, we just told you what we heard. there are many types of obstacle from your own children. For instance, the Hindus have slapped themselves. They actually belong to the deity religion, but they say that they are Hindus. They have slapped themselves in this way. You now know that when you were worthy of worship, you had an elevated religion and performed elevated actions. By following the devilish dictates, you became corrupt in your religion and actions. We are the ones who begin to defame our own religion by following devilish dictates of Maya. This is why Baba said, that is the devilish community. This is the divine community to whom I am teaching Raja Yoga. It is now the Iron Age. Those who come and listen to this knowledge become deities from devils. This knowledge is for becoming deities. You become deities by conquering the 5 vices. There wasn't any war between the devils and the deities. They made this mistake, but they have shown that the ones who had God on their side were victorious. They have mentioned Krishna's name in that. Your war is, in fact, with Maya. The Father sits here and explains so many things to you, but some are so tamapradhan that they don't understand anything at all. They are unable to remember the Father. They understand that their intellects are tamapradhan and that they are therefore unable to remember the Father. And this is why they continue to perform wrong actions. Even very good children don't remember the Father at all. They don't reform their characters at all. This is why they have no enthusiasm to do service. The Father says, kill the body and all bodily relations, that is, forget all of them. The word kill isn't actually said. It is said, when you die, the world is dead for you. The Father sits here and explains this. Remove them from your intellects. Now that you belong to me, forget them all. Remember the one Father. When someone is a hopeless case in terms of his illness, others have to break their attachment to that one. He is then told to remember Rama, brackets God. The Father also says, this world is a completely hopeless case. The world is to be destroyed. Everyone is to die, and this is why you have to remove your attachment from it. They continue to chant Rama's name. Here, it isn't a question of just one. The whole world is to be destroyed. This is why I give you just one mantra. Constantly remember me alone. He continues to explain to you in so many different ways. The month of charity has now come, and so he continues to explain to you about the most auspicious age in which you become the most elevated beings. You have to be very clever explaining these things. The divine virtues have to be well imbibed by you. You mustn't perform any sinful actions. To take something without permission or to eat anything without permission is also an incognito sin. The rules are very strict. When someone commits a sin and doesn't tell Baba about it, that sin continues to increase. Here, you children have to become charitable souls. I love charitable souls and dislike sinful souls. On the path of devotion too, they are aware that they receive good fruit by performing good actions. This is why they perform the good karma, brackets actions, of making donations and performing charity. This is a drama, and yet they say that God gives good fruit for good actions. The Father says, I don't just sit and do that business. All of that is fixed in the drama. The Father definitely has to come according to the drama. The Father says, I have to come and show everyone the path. There is no question of mercy in this. Some write, Baba, if we have your blessings, we will never forget you. The Father says, I don't have mercy in that way. Those things belong to the path of devotion. Have mercy on yourselves. By remembering the Father, your sins will be absolved. The things of the path of devotion do not continue on the path of knowledge. The path of knowledge is a study. A teacher would not have mercy on anyone. Each one has to study. The Father gives Srimad. Therefore, you children should follow that, should you not? However, due to following your own dictates, you don't do any service. You children have to become completely charitable souls. Not a slightest sin should be committed. Some children never speak of the sins they have committed. The Father says, they will never claim a high status. It is remembered, those who ascend taste the sweetness of heaven. You children know that the status is very high. If you fall, you are of no use at all. Impure arrogance is number one. Lust, anger, and attachment are no less. Greed and attachment also completely destroy everything. When you have attachment to your children, you continue to remember them. The soul says, mine is one Shiv Baba and none other. Make such effort that no one else is remembered. All of those things have to end. Destruction is just ahead. After that, you won't be able to claim the inheritance. Why should you have attachment to this world? Each of you should talk to yourself in this way. Remove the whole world from your intellects. All of that is going to be destroyed. Such storms will come that they will finish off everything. When a fire breaks out somewhere and there are strong winds, everything is very quickly destroyed. In just half an hour, 100 to 150 huts are destroyed. You know that the haystack has to be set on fire. How else would all these human beings die? Good children who have good characters will do service. You children should be intoxicated. You will be completely intoxicated at the end when you reach your karmatit stage. However, until then, you still have to continue to make effort. Many people go to the Shiva temple in Benares because he is God, the highest on high. They worship Shiva a great deal there. Baba continues to tell you to go there and explain to them. God, Shiva, gives Lakshmi and Narayan this inheritance. They received their inheritance from him at the confluence age. When you explain this to them, You would also include the explanation of Brahma and Saraswati. You can explain very clearly using the pictures how they received their kingdom. The path of devotion didn't exist in the kingdom of Lakshmi and Narayan. They say that devotion has continued eternally. You have now received so much knowledge that you should be intoxicated. God is teaching us in order to give us our fortune of the kingdom for 21 births. You are students. Those who have faith will wonder, what would the one from whom the Brahma Kumaris hear everything and who instills that faith in us be like himself? They would first want to come and meet such a father. Until they have full faith, they won't be able to move forward. Those who have faith will quickly run. We will go and meet such a father, we won't leave him. Baba, I now belong to you. I will not go anywhere now. There is a song, whether you love me or whether you reject me, this one who loves you madly will not leave your doorstep. Not everyone can stay here. You have to be sent on service. While living at home with your family, be like a lotus. Some put this in writing, but when they go outside, they get caught in the spin of Maya. Maya is so powerful. Maya causes many obstacles. Such a tiny lamp has so many storms of Maya. The Father comes and explains to you the essence of these songs. This is your most auspicious confluence age. The month of charity of the devotees has passed. The Father says, I only come at this confluence age to purify the impure. This explanation is so good. Acha? Day by day, new methods will continue to emerge for service to progress. Many good pictures will continue to be created. It is said, although a task may take a long time, it will be accomplished well. You are receiving ready-made materials through which anyone can understand instantly. The picture of the ladder is very good. None can say at this time that they are pure. Only the golden age is called the pure world. Lakshmi and Narayan are the masters of the pure world. Acha. To the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the Mother, the Father, Bap Dada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children. Essence Vedana. 1. Pay a lot of attention so that not even the slightest subtle or gross sin is committed. Don't take anything secretly. Beware of greed and attachment. 2. Renounce any impure arrogance that would completely ruin you. Make effort to remember no one but the one Father. Blessing. May you become free from bondage and experience a high stage by becoming free from any subtle bondage of thoughts. To the extent that children are free from bondage, so they can remain stable in a high stage. Therefore, check. Is any string still attached, even in a subtle form, in my thoughts, words, or actions. Do not remember anyone except the one Father. If you remember even your body, then, along with your body, your relations of the body, your physical possessions, and the world will all follow, one after another. I am free from bondage. Keep this blessing in your awareness and do the service of releasing the whole world from Maya's trap. Slogan: those who finish any trouble of their bodies and minds with a soul-conscious stage can remain unshakable. Om Shanti.